Hello everyone, it's Bethany from Madeline Jean Antiques and Restoration. Today in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing right now in the workshop. This weekend, I got sucked into the vortex of YouTube. Have you been there? Where you start, searching for a new craft idea, a new repurposing idea, and the next thing you know, you're searching Art Resin, this stuff right here, and all its glory. Have you guys heard of this stuff? It's amazing and it's expensive. Ugh. But I got sucked into this YouTube vortex about art resin. A lot of people use it on canvas boards and they make these beautiful, beautiful portraits. If you haven't seen them, do me a favor, go on YouTube, put in art resin, and it's just gorgeous what comes up, what people are creating. So I thought, in my little pea-sized brain, how could I incorporate it with a piece of furniture? I'll start small. I've never done it before, and I bought this replica of an old cobbler's bench at a thrift store a little while ago. It's sitting right below me here. And I thought, you know what? If I mess up, I'm out 15 bucks, okay, right? Okay. So first of all, I decided to get into my creative side. Again, I needed some paint therapy this weekend. I've had my kids for a very, very long time and I love them. I love them. But sometimes I need just a little bit of a break. And so I went into my little workshop, which is kind of like my mom cave. This is where I just kind of, let loose. My mind gets to wander, okay? So I decided to take a whole bunch of different colors and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to paint a beach scene, which I've never done before, on a piece of furniture. I'm just gonna go for it. And that's what I did. So that's what's behind me right here on that replica cobbler bench. I did a beach scene. I started with some dark blues, faded it into some pretty turquoise, and then just kind of did like some beach colors. And I tried to make little waves with white paint. And I would say for my first go round, not too bad, not too bad. And then I decided, there's 3 little compartments on the top of this bench. That would be a perfect place to pour the art resin and see what I can do. So I ran out of art resin this weekend. So I was only able to play with 2 of the compartments, but what I did is I put down some sand, some clean beach sand, and then I placed in some starfish and some sea glass, and I poured in the art resin, this stuff, and then I sprinkled some gold metallic, like it's powdered pigment. It's called Aztec gold. It's really cool. That's affordable. This was like $5 for this little container. It's gonna go a long, long way. Anyways, I poured a little bit on top of the resin while I was moving it around. And now it's hardened. I let those 2 areas sit for more than 24 hours, so now they've hardened. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm pretty stoked. It looks pretty cool. Now the middle compartment still has, you can see it there, the white, fresh beach sand. I haven't touched that compartment yet. I'm gonna do that now on a video, show you guys how I'm gonna create a beautiful, I'm gonna try, again, this is my first time doing this part. I'm gonna try and create some ocean waves with the resin. So I'm gonna show you what you're gonna need for this product. If you dare to go where I've gone and create something similar, you're gonna need the art resin. Let's start with that. That's what you're gonna need, the art resin. Now this stuff is super expensive. You can get it at most home improvement stores like Lowe's, Home Depot, Hobby Lobby. That's where I got mine. Of course I did. Duh. You know what? My daughter does that a lot, the duh thing, and I'm just realizing she got that from me. Okay, I need to quit that. So I went and got the art resin. Now this is only 4 ounces of the art resin. You need the resin and then you need the hardener. There's 2 things here, people. This is the resin, this is the hardener, and they're 4 ounces each. For both of these, $28 for just this little amount. If you want a full gallon, you're looking at close to 100 buckaroos. So don't mess up. No pressure. Don't mess up. Yeah, first time doing this. So $28 for these 2 little bottles. So you're gonna need your art resin and your hardener. They come in a set. So you'll need those. You're going to need a plastic cup to mix your art resin. You're going to need a spoon to stir your art resin. You're going to need some coloring. You're going to want to color your art resin. You can either do clear. My first go around on those 2 little compartments on my table, I just did clear. I just wanted to see what the objects that I put in those compartments would look like. Q-tip, no, buddy. That's our cat. You must see the starfish. And then, oh, my dog's kind of Biscuit's throwing up beneath me. This is real life. Are you okay, buddy? You okay? He's all good. He doesn't need the Heimlich or anything. We're good. So we have, and then there's my son Luke. See? This is a show. This is real life. I got him peeking around the corner.
Go Celtics. Go Celtics.
Okay, go away. Okay. So we have the art resin, we have the plastic cup, we have the spoon to stir it. Then you get to color your art resin if you want to. A lot of people, if you look at online on YouTube, they're mixing different colors. You can use latex paint, you can use spray paint, you can use the powdered pigments to add color as well. There's many different things that you can put and mix with that art resiner to get some beautiful colors. So you'll need special little containers for those to mix up every little separate color. You will need a heat gun. That's what I've been holding. This is my Wagner heat gun. I love it. There's a low and a high setting. I just use the low setting. So what happens with art resin, when you start to pour it, little bubbles will form, and what the heat gun does is it zaps them. It pops them, so you don't have those, and you'll have to do that a couple times. Once we start filming and I show you the process of me starting to create that ocean scene just in this little area, you'll see how I'm going to use the heat gun. It helps move the resin around. You'll also need a straw. You need a drink, right? Well, I need a drink after all this chaos. No, you're gonna need a straw, and what you're gonna do is once you start pouring that art resiner in and you're mixing all your colors, you can manipulate and move that resin around either with your heat gun, or you can actually just blow with a straw and you can move it around as well like that. So a couple ways to manipulate the resin once you start working with it. So I hope this has been informative. It's a lot to take in, trust me. I did so much Googling and watching videos of other people, how they use resin, and it's really fascinating. So again, look into it. It's a lot of fun. It's a way to, create, for me, to create a unique piece of furniture that's one of a kind, and I'm also learning a new craft. I love that. I love challenging myself. So let's get on to the next phase where we actually start creating our little, we'll call it this, our little ocean masterpiece on this table. So stay with me. Let's get to it. Hi everyone. We're doing a close-up video here. What I'm first doing is I'm mixing that resin. Can you see it there in the cup? So there's this really cool calculator online that you can find under Resin Art Calculator. And what you do is you measure the area that you're going to be using the resin on. So my area here is 6.5 by 5.5 inches. So I put that in the calculator, and then it gives me an estimate of how much resin I'll need to fill this area, and it said I'm going to need a little over 1 ounce. Q-tip, you got to move, buddy. I'll need over an ounce. So I mixed 2 ounces together because this is a deeper area, this little compartment here in the middle that I'm going to need. So I'm going to need a little bit more than an ounce. So what I'm doing is I'm stirring the hardener and the resin. And what you need to do, the instructions, you need to stir these two items, the resin and the hardener, for 3 solid minutes. I guess if you don't do this, you're going to have problems, and the resin won't be as easy to manipulate, and you won't get the results that you want. So it may sound tedious, but do the full 3 minutes, mix it, mix it, mix it. And as I'm mixing it, just the clear, I can already see, can you guys see the bubbles? That's why you need that heat gun. Some people also use a torch as well. I've seen that in their YouTube videos. So I'm going to continue to mix this, and then I'm going to separate it out and add my coloring, and we'll get started with the next step. So over here I'm mixing my colors, and my cat Q-tip is on quality control to make sure I'm doing this right. So I'm going to take a blue latex paint color, mix it in my resin. This was just the tip of it. You can see it's turning it just slightly blue, and I'm going to want it a little bit darker than that. So I'm going to put another little bit in. So what's great about mixing the resin, you can go as dark as you want, light as you want with your colors. You just keep adding color until you get the darkness that you want. I'm kind of liking that color. Yeah, you know what, I really want to go dark with that blue. Plop. Okay, and that's why I have painter pants. Okay, so there's my blue color, my ocean water. Let's get some green in there. Gosh, I feel like I'm doing a science experiment. So cool. Woo! This is like metallic green. This is pretty. Give that a swirly swirl. Whoa! This is so cool. It's like seaweed green. I like that. Pretty. Ooh, it's got me thinking of mermaids. Going somewhere tropical that I'll probably never go because I can't afford it. Okay, now we're gonna do a little bit of turquoise. This I don't want as dark. I want this more, I think, opaque. Let's see if we can get it here to what I, dude. So cool. Oh my gosh. Look how pretty that is. As I'm spilling it all over my hands. Okay, I can't do show and tell. I can't be excited and do show and tell at the same time. Okay. That's pretty. All right, I'm digging that. Okay, next we're gonna do a little bit of gold. Now, the play time that you have with the resin, you have about 45 minutes to manipulate this before it starts to harden. Okay, I'm liking that. This is a little gold metallic that I thought would be pretty to add as highlights. And of course we gotta have white because we gotta have some waves, right? We gotta have some ocean waves. So mix that. Again, this is my first time doing this. This should be interesting. It's either gonna be really rad or really sad. All right, mixing the white, mixing the white. All right, we're gonna start to pour and see how this works. All right, let's do this, people. I am ready to pour all my beautiful colors. There they are. You can see them. I have a dark blue, I have a green, I have a turquoise, and I have a gold, and I have a white. Now we're gonna get to the fun part, is we're gonna mix this resin to make, hopefully make, an ocean scene. So I'm gonna take that blue, my dark blue, I'm gonna pour that in. I'm gonna put that there in the corner. Might put some down here too. Okay. Next I'm gonna have my green. Next I'm gonna take that beautiful turquoise color. Okay. metallic gold here into this corner. Okay. Add a little more blue over here. Let's add a little bit of green over here. Add a little more there. There we go. And I'm gonna drizzle a little white in here. Okay, let's see what this does. And add a little more blue over here. I'm gonna get my heat gun out in just a moment. I'm gonna start moving this epoxy, oh I'm sorry, this resin, not epoxy, resin around. Let's see what kind of magic we can make here. I'm gonna do it on the low setting. Move that up to a high. And there we go. Now we're moving, making some waves. See how it starts to move? This is just with the heat gun. Try to blend the colors in. I'm trying to get something pretty here working. I'm going to keep manipulating it. We'll be right back. So now I'm trying to manipulate my scene by using a straw. I'm trying to push that dark blue color out a little more. It's kind of cool how it's turning out. Again, this is my first time doing this. I have a lot to learn, a lot of techniques. Again, I'm not applying the resin on a flat piece of canvas. So I'm kind of getting like resin soup going on here. So I'm trying not to mix the colors too much, but trying to still let there be some definition with each color. I mean, it's definitely different. I'm enjoying the process. This is all part of creating. Okay, you guys, the resin is starting to get a little tacky. That's how I know it's becoming less and less playable. Like I told you earlier in the video, you have about 45 minutes to mess around and manipulate the resin, either with, you know, you can use a straw, you can use the end of popsicle sticks as well. I noticed earlier I had a piece of something like dust or hair that got in here, and what I did is I just reached in with a popsicle stick and I plucked it out. So you're able to do that. There's a lot of tools that people use to manipulate the resin around. I think I've mixed it enough. I got it to where I'm pretty pleased with this first go round doing this, especially on a piece of furniture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna move it around anymore. I'll take some close-up photos so you guys can see it up front and close up, and then I'm going to cover it up with a laundry basket. That's what I did last night to these two areas here with the starfish, is I covered this area up completely with a laundry basket. That way no dust or pet hair from these two guys get in there. Here, look at these guys, Biscuit and Q-Tip, hanging out with Mom in the workshop. So you guys, thank you so much for watching me experiment with resin and try to do something new and funky. Tell me what you think. Leave me a comment. If you work with resin, help me, please. Give me some tips. I would love to try this again, maybe on a larger surface. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do.